Yeah. Um, for that, probably you want to do that a slightly different way. So if I grab that, I'll turn that off so it doesn't play. So if we, let's see what that does actually. So there's a special, so in here you've got the composite note data, which has all these fields. You can make a fat wire that has those things in it. So let's make a fat wire with the, is it just called music? Yeah, okay, music. And we can set these things. So if we just do some tests, so no, we don't want that. We want note, and we'll just leave that on. So probably want to empty that out so it doesn't play in those. So no playtime. I hadn't messed with this stuff before, but effectively, this is meant to play like, oh, maybe it's meant to be in sound effect mode. Aha. So it plays the note based on these inputs here. So 0 is middle C. I don't know what 1 is. Is that 1 octave higher, maybe? And then you've got these different numbers in between. That sounds awful because it's not on one of the specific numbers. So if we and see what those numbers are, and we can use those numbers. Composite note data, and that's just plugging it into power, by the way. So let's get a value readout thing, and L1 square to type in numbers, and you just want the note. So there's a 0.92 and a 1, 117. So let's make a few of these. So make that 0, and there was a 1. There was a 0.92, which it says 0.9, but it's actually 0.92, I believe. And 117, wasn't it? Oh, we'll need to expand that out. 117. Okay. So what we'll do is we'll randomize what note it plays. So let's turn that off. Bonk. We will use a randomizer to power these, and we'll plug them all into note. So a random one of these notes will play each time. Oh yeah. Okay, so that's a bit clearer like that. Cool, so now we'll just have a switch for now to randomize. So we'll play. Oh, we need. Will that work? Let's have a look. So this needs to be like a fresh, new number. So we'll use this and just pulse it. That should be okay. For this test anyway. Let's go pulse with a signal manipulator. So when it gets an on signal, it'll send an on signal for only one frame. So we'll put that there. Okay. So it's playing these random notes from within that key or scale or whatever. Cool. So now we can use a timer and get it to restart itself and make that way smaller. So I'm going to use a port as just a forwarding thing, because we might change this for a switch or a timer or any other thing. So if we just have a port, then we don't have to hook this up to 10 different places. We can just hook it up to the port. Cool. Thank you, but yeah, everything comes from others' greatness. I only reflect others' greatness. So this technique was used in I don't know if you're familiar with the, what am I doing? I want to do that and then power that. This was used in some of the procedurally generated music that has put out. So concentration generates which note to play in a similar fashion, and someone on YouTube basically took some time to figure out what was going on with that and described how to make something similar. No, what I'm doing. So I want to randomize the volume somewhat. So let's do. So yeah, I won't get into it too much. I'm using this to get a random value. And it's just you can get a random value from any number to any number in the ranges. I've done a few videos explaining how that works. So we don't actually want it to go all the way to 0. Yeah, so now it's going from between 0.5 to 1 each time, so we could probably actually power that maybe and plug that directly in, tidy it up a bit, and cool. And you could do other things such as mess with if we do some random note drop. So that's going really fast. If we get some random note drop. So it's kind of giving us like its own melody that's randomly generated. Because this is with a percentage, every time it tries to play a note, this percentage is how much chance there is it just won't play that note. Distortion. Oh. So with these sliders you can, and these as well, you can hold L1 and then use X. Kind of makes a range in which every note can pick a random spot. Cool. Yeah. Picture effects cut off. Huh. Cool. Anyway. That was a laugh. May as well just put that in a chip and publish it in case people want to mess with it some more. Yeah, you could expand this out to like the 8 keys of the keep forgetting that word. The scale. And then yeah, you'd have that whole thing. Yeah, cool. Now the real question is, what does it actually do if you record? So this... Oh. That was strange. Oh, it's probably because of the power stuff. So let's just take that out. Let's just grab the original actually. So, oh no, he used this one, didn't he? Plug that in there. Oh, that's right. I remember now. So it has to be a sound effect, which means it doesn't have notes anyway. Cool. Change the instrument, just replace it with something else. So let's have a look for an instrument. I'll use one of my little multi-instruments. Let's try that one. And just tweak it and make sure it's on sound effect. Ooh. Oh, I'll tell you what we could do. No, that's too fiddly. That's interesting. It doesn't seem to actually, for this case, it doesn't seem to affect the volume. Wonder why that is. Yeah, it's pretty awesome. Let's try. So let's put that in a chip. And yeah, just that. Put that in that chip there. And I have an input node. Wire that in there. Like that. Like that. Just so it's all nice and usable. Okay. So what was that one called? Talk. Then we'll have another one that uses a different instrument, and we'll have some bass. And you can actually replace instruments just by putting them on top of them. Make sure it's sound, yep. So if you plug that in there, and this has multiple instruments, so that's pretty cool. What if we have like a delay on it? So this is 0.1. Let's make this. How do we do that? So we want it to start on the beat, but also reset. And it will be. So if we make this 0.2 and make this 0.1, then when this happens, it'll reset and start this, and it will run until it's at 0.1, and then it'll trigger the sound. So let's see if that works. Let's try make it a knot, so that instead of resetting and starting it, because I think that's causing problems, then it will reset it, and when it's not pulsing, it'll restart. No, we don't want that. I think probably the easier way is to just wait 0.1 second, do that, and then once that's finished, we'll turn that on, and we'll just have it reset itself. So so that should be at 0.2. Not sure if this is working. Let's try set that at 1, set that at 0.5. I'm trying to get it like every other beat. You could do this with timelines actually. I'll probably do that in a sec. Yeah, that works. So it's doing one then the other. So set these to 0.2 and offset it by 0.1. I I think because it's just too close together, you can't even tell. So what I'll do is I'll add a timeline. Click on this to set it to beats. Add a timeline in there. Tweak that to make it loop. So if you go in here and then you set that to be short, so this will be every 2 beats. And then we can drag that out and then offset that, but then set the trim to there. So this means that will trigger, and then that will trigger, then that will trigger, then that will trigger. And we use the timeline finished on end trigger thing. Plug it straight in. Oh, don't need that anymore. Plug that straight in there. Plug that straight in there. Yeah. Oh, make that loop. Oh, and it misses a beat there. That's interesting. 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll have it miss. I kind of like it being off beat actually. So this is like 4.5 beats in a loop. Let's try just making that like that. Got a bit of math rock stuff going on.